A conversation with Kathryn Stockett, aka Kitty. Why did you write The Help? Well, I started writing the day after September 11th, while I was living in New York City. There was no cell phone service, so I couldn't pick up the phone and let my family know that I was fine. I was starting to get a little homesick, actually, so I did what any writer does. I wrote in the voice that I missed the most. I started telling a story in the voice of Dimitri, the maid I had growing up. After a while longer of writing, I decided to make it a book. What was your relationship with Dimitri? I loved Dimitri dearly, and I felt so loved too. She never had any children, but whenever someone asked her how many children she did have, she would hold up her fingers and say 3. She was referring to my brother Rob, my sister Susan, and me. My siblings would deny it, but I was closer to Dimitri than the other kids were. When my parents divorced, she became even more important to me. Was The Help written in some way a homage to her? Homage, I think, is right because in my mind, Dimitri was treated like a queen. I think she was very lucky to have us. What was it like to see your book turned into a big movie production? I worked on the movie with some of my closest friends, so because of that, I don't think I got the big Hollywood experience. Although The Help is not autobiographical, did you find parts of your life sort of seeping into the novel? Well, of course. I think there's a little bit of me in all these characters, both the good and the bad. Of the 3 women, Adeline, Minnie, and Skeeter, who was your favorite character? Adeline is my favorite, definitely. She was the most fun to write about. She was also the most challenging. You interviewed both African American and whites from this time period. Was there anything surprising in what they told you? It's a tricky question to ask. It's hard to approach someone and say, "Excuse me, but what was it like to work for white families in the 1960s? I guess I felt a lot like Skeeter did in the book. Would you ever write a sequel to The Help? No. How long does it take you to write a novel? The first one took me 5 years, so I wouldn't be expecting anything anytime soon. I'm slow and lazy. I'm also a perfectionist. You moved from the South to New York. Did you deal with a lot of culture shock at the time? Well, I loved it. I think moving to New York gave me a really great perspective on the South. Well, that's it. Thank you, Kitty, for doing this. Oh, thank you guys for having me. Bye.